Hi, and welcome to the next video. My name is Tom. This is Hanna. Welcome to Into the Forest I Go. Today we're going to do a race analysis from Portugal O meeting. We actually picked day 2 for the analysis because there are some mistakes that we want to talk about over here, and we're going to be analyzing Hanna's race. So that's why she's here today, and I'll make sure that she's doing the analysis in the proper way, and if she will be skipping some of the important information, I'll make sure to ask proper questions to drag those treats out of her. All right. If this is your first time to this channel, this is Into the Forest I Go, a channel about orienteering, running with the map and compass. If you want to learn more about this, then you can stay all the way until the end of this video or just browse through other videos that I have on this channel. And now back to the race analysis from Portugal meeting that we visited last week. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Portugal meeting was super fun. The courses were perfect for me. The second competition here wasn't that fun because it was very easy, and I have a feeling that it was too easy for me.
All right.
I could have definitely done better.
Yeah, and I would actually agree. So Hanna is 12 years old.
Yes.
So she should be running in women 12 category. But after checking the courses from the previous years, I decided that it would actually be more fun for her to be running in women 14 category. So that's where we signed her up. And I think we've made the right decision because women 14 category and the courses available over there were just right for her level of skills. Women 12, we checked them as well.
Yeah.
They would be definitely too easy. And unfortunately, there was a big difference between Portugal meeting and the second competition that we attended. It was ex-SAOM, C-A-O-M. And during the second competition, the courses were significantly easier, right?
Yes,
so that's why
but,
you're mentioning.
It's probably because there were so many thorns in the forest that they'll just not put children into these thorns. They were so high, here to me, and that was just too much for us.
So that's true. The organizers might have decided that because the forest outside of paths is a little bit thorny, maybe they decided that even 14s are supposed to be running mostly along the road, so that's how the courses look like. But anyway, we want to focus on Portugal meeting, day 2. The course is here in front of us, and we're going to start from the very beginning actually. So Hanna is already running over here, but we will take her back to the start. And Hanna, off you go. You can press the play button over here. We'll actually speed it up a little bit, maybe X20. And if you can take us through the course and the decisions you were making and the points that we're using to navigate along this course.
Okay. So, here, the first thing I want to do is go around these rocks. So just don't go through them. Of course, you can't go through rocks. So I want to go around. And then I'll maybe show it. Yeah, so then my plan was to just follow the gully here to this hill. I actually saw this hill, then to these rocks, and then I'll go here, as I remember. Yeah, I got these rocks, and then I just ran along my compass, just along this contour, and when I saw some contours on the right, gully on the right, then I knew that I have to turn there and patch my control, and that's how I did my first control.
Were you trying to read, for example, these yellow areas that are available on the map?
No, definitely not. The yellow areas were not readable. We had trainings before the competition, and I realized that that is. Oh, yeah. We had a model event before the competition, and there I realized that, well, it's not readable. I don't know, maybe the Portugal orienteers can distinguish it, but I didn't see any literally nothing between a yellow area that should be without trees and without stuff like that, and the white forest.
Yeah, so basically I had the same problem, and I decided after the first 2 races that look at the yellow areas, especially when they are mixed with the white areas, it's basically useless. And I completely ignored it. I rather focused on the contours, and Hannah over here was doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to control number 2.
Will it like scroll?
Will it scroll? No, it will not.
Oh.
Do you need to scroll?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, actually, I don't.
There you go.
Okay, yeah, thank you. The next control. Here, I decided to go mostly along my compass, first to the hill. So I went along my compass, along the contour, to the hill. When I saw the hill, I didn't want to go, of course, through it, because it's just not. I shouldn't go through the hill because I would make additional contours. So I went around it, and then I just saw the rocks that were there. It was a pretty easy control. So yeah, but there are lots of bushes because that's why I'm going like in a zigzag kind of, because there are a lot of bushes. And
so Hanna is not great running through
No,
those thorny bushes,
definitely
so
not.
that's why she's weaving a little bit, because she's just avoiding them.
Yeah, you'll see at the end that it's a little bit better at the end, because like first these were not thorny bushes, these were like normal bushes, but I was a little bit afraid at the beginning because I never had like, I never been in bushes like this. But at the end, you'll see that I was a little bit less shy, and I was going through them like more straight because I knew that like they're not thorny. So.
All right, let's move on.
Okay, the next control, and this one, I found the control, and this one I went to the first rock, to the second rock.
Group of rocks.
Oh yeah, group of rocks, and then so I went to the first rock, then to the second like group of rocks. Then I went to the hill over here. There's a hill, and then I just saw my I like stones, rocks, this big rock, and I punched my control there. Then I needed to figure out some things over here, but I thought that I'll just go along my compass here through this gray area. I'll see these patch of rocks here on the left, and I'll just go into these like group of rocks, and I thought that I'll see these, and then these 3, and I'll know like where my control is. But as you will see in a bit, that didn't work really, because I did not find the control here actually when we will scroll. Oh wait, so I don't know what happened, but I remember when I was running here that it's probably because it's so fast, but I actually stopped here because I didn't see my control at that point. I was like, I was here. See, this point, I was here, and I didn't see my control. So I had to stop and figure out where I am. I saw this patch of green, and I thought that I'm in this place, so then I ran in the right direction and I found the control. It wasn't long, but yeah, it was definitely like a semi-mistake.
Small mistake, yeah?
Yes.
All right.
Next control.
To be fair, this was quite a difficult control for you to tackle.
Yeah, it was like, I didn't know what to look for because there were so many things here that I could look on.
So I would actually catch this portion of gray over here. Then there is this rock that seems quite visible, so maybe I would attack this one. And then I like either this area or this. There is also a big rock over here, right? So since I'm already on this side, I would probably aim for this. And then if I see this or this green maybe, then correct the control. Or I could be running here a little bit to this side, hit this stone, and if I see it, I'm turning this way. But you did it quite well, really.
Thank you. The next control, actually, this one was pretty funny because the plan here was just go down. I wanted to go along my compass through these rocks, just around them, just through a zigzag around them. It's not actually shown here because the GPS it's not so accurate, but I was just going around them. And then I just set my compass to this road and this fence because I knew that I have to go through here to my control. So I just set the compass and I ran to it. Yeah, basically that's it. Here I stopped, as you saw, because there was actually water a little bit. Like here, there's a little bit of mud and water, and it was here too. But here I remember that there was a little bit of water too, and I had to like stop, jump over, and go again. As I got to the fence, then I'll do a little mistake over here because I did not, like, I think I didn't have, because I just set my compass and I didn't look at things, I didn't have, like, reading all of the things that were going on here. And I think, oh, wait. And I think that, let's see, I'm not sure, but yeah. So the thing that happened was that I actually thought that I'm here. I thought that I'm here for a second. I ran through this first like entrance, and then I thought I'm here. And I wanted to have one fence in this direction and one in this one. And I was here. And I had one in this direction, one in this direction, and one here.
Yeah, so it didn't fit your expectations.
I totally didn't know what was going on. So I stood and I was like, okay, this is that. This is like, there's like where I am. I actually even thought that maybe I'm here, right? But then after like, I don't know, half a minute, I was like, oh my God, I'm here. Like, why was I even thinking, right? Then I realized that, that I was actually wrong. So you saw that I was running pretty fast here because like always when I do a little mistake that was like so stupid, then always I'm like running a little bit faster and to just catch up. And here it was pretty easy, just run along the fence, go by these rocks and catch the big one on the right.
Yep. Before you go, I want to mention one thing. So notice what Hanna said. She said that she didn't know what's going on. She got a little bit confused. So she stood there and tried to figure it out. And it took her some time, but she eventually did.
Yeah.
And this is actually something that we have been talking even yesterday on the meeting of Orienteering Academy. It is advisable to actually do that instead of running blindly and hoping that you're going to hit the control. Invest some time to make sure where you are so that you can avoid the mistakes later on in the future.
Yeah. Okay, next control. Okay, this one, as I remember, was pretty tricky.
It looks tricky.
Yeah, because there were like, again, a lot of things going on and I'm not like used to this. But I definitely wanted to run by these two rocks, and I wanted to see this, and I definitely did. Then I saw this one. I like checked it on my list, by the way, and then I wanted to just run a little bit more to the left. Wait, actually to the right. I was there.
Yep.
So just catch this road and just go along it. I didn't want to go through these rocks because I knew that it would be pretty tricky and I'll make
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So this control looks tricky only if you try to go along the line, right?
Yeah.
But if you really look at it, it's just at the forking of the road. So if you hit the road and just follow the road to the control, it becomes super easy instead.
Yeah, and actually, a fun fact: when I was here, I remember I actually saw people running on this road, so I knew where I am. Like I didn't know where I am exactly, but I knew that I have to go there where the people are. So I ran. There was a hill here, so I slowed down a little bit. But yeah, basically I just ran to this one. Then the plan was that I was running along the road here along to this, then crossing to like this road here. And just running along as I see, and when I see a big patch of like stones, I turn, I go around them, and I punch my control. And let's see how I did. I know, but you don't. So yeah, I can tell you I did pretty good. Like as I had the plan, I did it. The GPS is a little bit off here.
No, I think the GPS is right. I think you went into these rocks.
I did, but not as far as it says. So I went here and along these, and I went to this rock.
Well, that's what it says, more or less.
Yeah, I went to this rock, and that's because there was a control there,
Ah.
and there were people running.
Ah.
Yeah, and
So
I was
it
like,
attracted your
yeah.
attention.
And I was like, oh, control, people, oh, let's go. And then I was like, oh yeah, it's not mine. And I like stood there and I was like, yeah, not my control. So like, right. And then I like thought like, yeah, right, it's not mine. It's not in the right place. Like, what am I thinking even, right? So then I ran to my control, like pretty much. I don't.
How
even
did you know
remember.
where to go?
Well, because I knew that I ran in these rocks and there were other rocks, so like that was pretty easy. It was like a pretty visible line over here and a pretty visible group of rocks here, so I pretty much knew where I am.
Okay. We were also talking during the analysis that we did earlier that a viable route choice was also along this road. So that was also doable. You could have run over here. Then when you get into close to this patch of rocks, you just cross through here and go to the control from this side. That was also a viable option, I think. You didn't have to cross to the right side and attack from the group of rocks here.
I didn't even think of that. Like when I was running, this was the only like thing I saw. It's sometimes like that you don't see the good ridges. It's not like this one or this one. Okay, I'll pick this one. You just don't see the other one.
Sure.
And you don't want to stop and maybe there's a better one. Maybe there's a better route choice. That usually it comes after a race that there was a better route choice.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, it's also a skill to be able to see more than one route choice available. Let's move on.
So then number 8 was pretty easy because I actually was running here. Well, almost, but I knew where I have to run. There was a road, I remember. There was like a semi-road.
Like made by people?
Made by people, yes. So I ran along it, then I ran to this path and like to the entrance. The entrance was so visible because
so the entrances, there were like fences in the terrain, lots of them, kind of. And there were quite a lot of passes through those fences, and they were marked passages. Thank you. And they were marked with tapes, so you could usually see those tapes from quite far away.
There were white tapes, so it was really visible in the forest.
And you also were running right next to it earlier, so you probably saw it.
Oh yeah, I saw it. Yes. So I ran here, and then when I ran here, I just saw this big patch of rocks on the left. And I ran to a smaller rock, a little bit more to the right of them.
Okay.
So that was pretty easy. Number 9. Number 9 was a really fun control. And here, well, yeah.
I also think it was quite difficult for you.
Yeah, I think that was like the control that I was the most scared of. Because when I was running along the roads, I was like looking at the controls that were like, in front of me. So I had a little bit of time. And when I saw this one, I was like, oh my God, that'll be fun. So yeah, but the fun thing is that from here to this entrance, I ran along people.
You ran what? Along people?
Along people.
What does it mean along people?
With people.
With people,
yeah.
Okay.
Just after people.
Okay.
Yeah, after people. So I was, of course, checking my compass all the time, but they were running in front of me. So I was like, okay, just go after them, right? They're going in the right direction, so why not? And I ran after these people to this entrance. It worked so good. So
there are 2 passages through this fence close to one another. Did you know which one you're passing through?
Yes,
when
because
you were crossing it? How?
There were these rocks.
Oh, so you saw the rocks?
Yeah.
Okay.
So actually, you're right. Maybe I passed through these.
Well, turn
we
the
have
GPS
to see.
on.
Yeah. Because I'm actually not sure right now.
So you used a little bit of the path, a gully, you climbed the hill, right next to the rock.
Yeah, I used this one. Yeah, I was right.
Okay.
So, oh yeah. Okay. Now I remember. Now I remember clearly how I went. So I went to here, and the fun thing about this control is that I was not running just with some random people. there was a girl from my club there, actually a woman from my club, and she had like courses pretty close to me, like just a little bit longer, but like we had the same controls sometimes. So I thought that she's going to the same control as me, and to this control I saw two.
But you didn't ask her.
No,
Okay.
I didn't. To this control, I saw two route choices. First one here, along this green, along these, through like the passage, and then here, there. And the second one, along the road. Road. Here, when I see these, just turn and got it.
Mm-hmm.
And first, I was so scared to go for here that I wanted to go along the road.
Yeah.
But the girl from my club, she turned here. And she was faster than me. I was pretty tired at that moment, so I knew that she'll be faster than me. And I thought, okay, if I'll go here, I'll definitely lose it. Because I'm, like, slower.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to go here. That's my only chance to win this one.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm going. And I went. So I ran here along this green to here. That's
So,
maybe...
by the way, this is a perfect example of the decisions that shouldn't be made by runners.
Hmm.
So, you shouldn't take a worse route choice just because someone else that you're competing with and you want to win with is taking like first before you, taking the route choice that you wanted to take. Like, oh, or in this case, she's taking that one, so I can't go there anymore. It's taken. No, it's not, right? It's still available. Everyone can go there, you included. So don't do this.
Yes, but when I was running, I was like, they're pretty much the same. I thought even that this one is better because it's like
it's shorter.
Yeah, sure. So it's better.
It is shorter, but is it more risky?
Yeah, it is. And I was just the only
not by
thing,
much, but by
well,
a
yeah,
little
but
bit.
like
Yes.
I'm not like used to these courses like this.
Yeah.
In our terrain, there are no stones, nothing like that. So this was new to me, and I was a little bit scared.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go here just because I was scared.
Sure.
But like the thing that.
But if your route choice is taken, you're not scared anymore.
Well, I was scared, but I was like, well, okay, like. Let's go. Let's see.
All right, so let's see how you did.
It's not the champs. So yeah, and to this point over here, I did actually pretty good. Everything went clearly, and here it was almost the same situation as number 4. I didn't see my control, didn't see my stone, and I just stood there, and I was like, okay. So let's figure out where my control is right now. I saw like 4 stones, more, definitely more, because there's this and this. So I saw like 20 stones. I was like, okay, so now let's see where my control is. And I stood there, and I was like, where my control is. And I think I would found it a lot faster. But there was a woman. She was running in a, I don't know, like 50 category, maybe 60. She was old, pretty old, and she was asking me where I'm going to, and I was like, I don't know actually what this control is, like the number, but I was like, assume it's 21.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to 21.
It can't be 21.
Well,
Control number starts with 31.
Really?
Yeah.
41.
Okay.
So I'm going to 41, and she's like, oh, I'm going to 42. And I'm like, where are you going? And I saw at her map, and I'm like, oh, so that's there. So she wasn't at the right place.
By the way, do you know why control numbers start with 31?
No.
Because the numbers that you have on the controls on the map start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go higher, right? So in order to not confuse the numbers of the control with the control number, so you know what's the difference? The control numbers start from 31 because very rarely you get the course which has more than 30 controls on it, right?
Yeah,
so
that makes
for
sense.
those of you that didn't know, here's a nice piece of history of orienteering, really.
Yeah, that's. I didn't know that, definitely. So yeah, I was like, it's there. And then if I would not do that, then first of all, I would earn some time because I wouldn't help her.
So wait. The lady showed you the control? Or?
No, I showed her
You
where
showed
she
her
should go.
where
like
she should
the,
go.
Like
Okay.
the direction.
Okay.
Yeah, because
But
like,
you didn't know exactly where you are because you didn't see your control.
No, but I knew that I'm here.
In this area?
Yeah, I knew that I'm here, and she was going like I assume here, so I knew that like she has to go in that direction. Like I didn't say, oh, that rock, right?
Okay.
So yeah, and if I wouldn't help her, then definitely I would earn some time. But the second thing is that when I thought like, oh no, she's not going to my control, then I was like, oh my god, where's my control? I said it like a little bit. I don't know if I can like name it panicking, but maybe like a little panicking, right? I was like, oh my god, where's my control? And yeah, so
what would you do if you didn't find the control over there? Because you obviously took some steps forward and you found the control, right?
Yes.
So you weren't sure that it's over there. You just went in that direction and there it was. What would you do if it wasn't there?
Well, I'll probably stop and try to like see maybe these rocks. Maybe I'll go a little bit more front to maybe see these rocks, and then I'll just go back and like more control everything.
Right. You're not mentioning the contours, and I think they are quite important, right? So you have like one hill over here, you have another hill over here, there is a gully between the hills, there is a big visible gully over here. So that was always an option to just go here, catch this gully, see, for example, this passage between the rocks, and like, oh, okay, I'm here, back to this, right? Or, of course, get into the road, or this element, I don't know what that is, but that looks like olive green,
I
right?
know what's that.
So
because I was running there.
Yeah, so there's also something that was like a perfect orienteering point. So if you know that you're in this area, but you're not sure where to go, you can, of course, spend like half a minute, maybe even up to 1 minute to try to move around and find a control. But after this, you have to move on and go to somewhere that will actually assure you so that you can attack the control again.
Yeah. I think that's like the problem that I have when there's a lot of things that I can orienteer by, especially rocks or roads. Then if there's so many green and rocks, I'm actually not looking at the contours that much because they're just like a little bit not visible there, and you're looking at the thing that is the most visible always.
Yeah.
The most visible on the map. Like the color.
Yeah.
Like the first thing you see is the like black.
Okay.
The first thing you see.
Okay.
So here, when I was to number 1 going, I saw the first thing that was like the first thing I saw was the contours because they were like distinguished. But here, as I have black rocks, then the first thing I saw was black rocks, and I think that's why I just wanted to navigate by them and not the contours because like. In my opinion, the contours here just disappeared a little bit from the map, and I didn't like see them as much as I do.
Okay, but that's also probably because you didn't focus on them really.
Yes, I didn't.
For example, my thoughts after the first 2 races were that the contours are actually the thing that I should be focused on the most because they were always visible and I didn't have problems with, I actually did, but I fixed it after the first 2 races and it was much better later on. But the contours were always there for me, and the rocks and especially the greens, I couldn't really figure it out completely. So that was always a question mark.
I remember that when I was running here, this part, I was like, not even for 1 second I thought about the contours. Not even for 1 second, I didn't see them.
Fair enough, but here you had a green, right? You had a green line that was kind of taking you all the way or to this area. So that was fine. All right, anyway, let's move on to number 10.
Number 10. So the plan here was, I think, because I remember, just go to the road and I had a little bit of problems because I wanted to go more to the right here, but there were so many bushes and there were thorns and there were thorns there. And that's why I'm going very slowly here because there were so many thorns. I was just like, okay, flying through them. And I think because of that, I lost the compass a little bit and I ran into this. And this was like a fence, and in that fence were like, I don't know, some machines. Little machines, 4 little machines.
Okay.
And yeah, and then I got to this road, and well, you'll see. I got to here, I got to the road, and then I just went along this hill, this green here, and to my control.
Good.
Yeah.
So let's move the map a little bit.
Oh yeah. Okay, number 11, very easy. In my opinion, I just ran to this fence.
Yep, that was an easy one.
Along the fence. Just like, yeah, it's the first
Did you
rocks
tick off
on
any
the left.
elements when you were running along
Yes,
the fence?
yes.
What?
This one, definitely these two hills,
Mhm.
here and here. I wanted to go through like the middle
Mhm.
to don't do a lot of corners, and I did. So I definitely saw this area, and then I actually saw just this like a little bit change of direction of the fence. Yes, turn up the fence, and then I knew that my control would be on the left. So as you see, I'm not like going here and like here, but I'm already
changing direction
over here. But I think that it's not because I saw this, but it's because I just saw
the rocks.
The rocks, yeah.
Understood. Perfect.
Number 12, we might need to move the map to this one. Because I did a big mistake to this control. It looks very easy. You're just going along the compass, you catch this hill and you have two rocks. Like, come on, how can you get lost on this one, right? You have to like, I don't know, take your compass wrong, right? But my compass was perfectly right. And here, you'll see, there were bushes. Here there were bushes, like on the second control or further, like, you know, the first controls. And I actually did go pretty much in a straight direction and like, yeah,
more
pretty much straight direction.
More
but no, it's like, I mean that it was not as exact because of that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go a little bit more to the left. It was intentional because I wanted to go to this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I did, but I did not realize I'm here. I did not realize that this one was like a hill. I just didn't see it in the terrain. And the worst thing is that when I thought that I'm too, like, in this point when I was standing here, I thought that I was already too far. Like, in my opinion, when I was running, I was like, I'm running so long. I'm definitely too far, right? Like, I was sure that I'm too far. And the thing that like made me a little bit again panicking that I need to change something in my direction was the thing that I saw a guy running here, and I thought he's running on a road. Because I thought I saw a road. I don't know if it was my head like hallucinating because I didn't know what's going on. I don't know. But I think it was, I thought he was going on a road. And I thought I saw some stones here, so I was like, oh my god! Like, it was here, and I was like, oh my god! So I had no idea what was going on. So yeah, and then I turned around and I saw two rocks, and I was like, okay, if I'm here, these are two rocks. I'm running there, and I started to run, and I ran. You'll see. To these two rocks. Yeah, I saw these two rocks in the distance. I was like, my rocks, let's go. They're not my rocks.
We can see that.
So yeah, I ran to these. There was no control, and I was like, okay, well, that's interesting.
Yeah. So what did you do
Where
then?
am I? And I was like, I had no idea where am I, but I looked around and I saw, I think it was like that, but I think I saw these. Yeah. I saw these. I went to my control again. I actually punched it again. I think I didn't punch it the first time. I'll just punch it here. Oh no. Because I thought to punch it here. The light blocks. And from here, I was like, well, how did I get here? Like, that's not possible, right? Like, here was my control almost. Like, I thought it was. So I was like, okay. I was actually mad in that time. I was mad at, I don't know, myself. I don't know.
No, I don't blame you. It was a pretty good race up to this point, right?
So I was mad, and I was like, okay, that's what you want me to do future. Okay, so I'll just then run, set my compass, and I'll just run in the direction I did until I don't know, I'll not get to Warsaw. So yeah, I was so determined.
Wrong way.
So I don't know. So I ran just along my compass, and I got to the same place where I was, where I turned back. I was like, "What? Like that was not a mistake. Like I was here." And then I was like, "Okay, I'll just go straight. Maybe the control will be there. I have no idea, but okay, let's just go." And I went, and of course, yeah, I saw it. So yeah. Well, if I would make like 4 more steps forward, I would see my control, but I don't know. I started panicking. I started seeing things that were not there, and yeah. So that was definitely a big mistake. I first of all shouldn't like see 2 rocks and ran there, and yeah, like I thought there was a road here, and I thought it was this one. Like that's not the compass. That's not.
Yeah, the direction doesn't fit.
Yeah, well.
The contours don't fit as well.
Yeah. So yes, that was a big mistake. But then, when I already did this, I didn't give up. I wasn't like, oh my god, can I just go, not run? No, I actually like, okay, I was like, oh my god, really? Okay, let's just go. And here, like that was very easy. I just set my compass and ran through this gully. I think I had it in my mind to just catch it. Ran after, and I was like, if I'll not catch this, I'll just go to the road back, right?
Right, you were probably expecting also the stripes.
Yes.
From the last control to the finish.
There were stripes, so I of course saw the stripes. You were there, so you were screaming, and yeah, I saw everybody, so it was very easy. And I think I knew it will be easy. It wasn't a problem for me. And the finish is the finish. Yeah.
I was actually there at the finish.
Yeah, you were.
Because I wasn't running that day.
Yes.
Unfortunately, my legs were protesting.
Yeah. So
all right, that's it. Thank you a lot for the analysis. Hopefully for you this was useful to see a little bit, first of all, how the terrain in Portugal or meeting looked like this year. It was quite spectacular, if I can say so. It was fast to run through, but it was quite challenging technically, really, in some areas especially. There were a lot of roads. The terrain was quite open, so you could see a lot. But I personally still, it took me like 2 or even 3 races to start getting comfortable in this kind of terrain. So definitely. I definitely didn't do the switch from what I was accustomed to previously to this one seamlessly, and because of this, I actually enjoyed it a lot because it felt like a challenge.
Yes, right? Especially like days that I loved this day. It was so fun. Like I thought it was so challenging that I really liked this race the most. Yeah. So, hopefully you've learned something from it, and you will be able to use some of the elements that Hanna and maybe me also mentioned in this video to get your orienteering technique to maybe the next level. And if that will be the case, then absolutely share with us what you've learned from this video in the comments below. If you've liked it, also consider giving it a like or subscribing to the channel if you're not already. And with this, we are saying goodbye, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. And Hanna, well, she will probably maybe join me again someday for another recording. Cheers. Bye.